Queen Lenora.
And I'm Elijah.
And we're back! I'm so happy to be back. Okay, so we're back in smaller increments here, but we're back. Mm-hmm. And we are excited. And so we just wanted to get that out in the open that we're back together. Yay! Just so guys, you guys want to, get a screenshot. Okay, so our question for relationship is, should there be rules in your relationship? And since I just popped that question up in my head, I'm going to have Eli answer first.
Should there be rules? I say, of course. And not just in like a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. Every relationship kind of has rules or some type of rules that nobody says.
But that's the thing. I mean,
we
have those rules that you should already know.
You saying, should you lay down?
Sit, like be at the table like we are right now and set some rules in our relationships. And mainly girlfriend and boyfriend and husband and wife. The reason I said mainly those is because those are the ones that the girlfriend and the boyfriend are growing into maybe getting married. Mm-hmm. So then you already have these rules, and now that we're married, these are these rules. So it can maybe help your relationship, definitely. Or do you think it'll damage it or something like that? So go ahead.
So I feel like it is definitely crucial that I would say as soon as possible, but once you kind of feel comfortable with that person, to definitely set rules, and especially as you get into marriage, rules and expectations. You don't want to overstep or do something that you're not supposed to do, but you also want to do what you're expected to do or what you feel like that person finds necessary or needs. They might like a cup of coffee in the morning, and if that's in your ability and you know that.
Oh no, we ain't doing all that now. Now you went too
far. Okay, I feel like that is.
Now you it's give and take. That
was an example.
Horrible example.
Maybe something physical. Like they like a high five. And you can give a high five.
I think those are things that you connect with, because I can sit here and say I want to do a high five, but that's what I felt like I wanted to do with my exes, because that's the type of relationship. But me and my new man might not have that same thing. So I don't want to carry what I think I might want. When I'm talking about rules in relationships, I'm talking about simple stuff like when we get in an argument, we finish it. Yeah. When we don't walk away, we don't hold it and wait until the next couple of days until we calm down. We have to take some breath and learn how to deal with it and communicate with each other so we can understand. Like, one of my biggest rules that I have in my relationship is, and it wasn't something we sat down and talked about or anything like that. We should have, but is blank moment. Right. One of my biggest rules is basically understanding that no matter what, we're a team. So if I win the argument, you win the argument. If you lost the argument, I lost the argument. So either way it goes, it's not a win-win and it's not a loss-loss. So understand
your rule is kind of like, all right, we need to work as a team no matter what. Yeah. That's kind of like the expectation too. Like, you're expected to.
Unless we're doing like challenges or we're playing games.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but on the baseline.
On the baseline, that no matter what. Because I remember with my husband, he's over here. We got in a big argument and he was at work and he hung up in my face. Now, again, it wasn't a rule. And I was like, no, he didn't hang up in my face. And he could have hung up in all the other girlfriends' face and stuff like this, and we weren't married. And I was like, no, he didn't. So, me, I stayed out all night till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, came in and took him to work, and we argued all the way to his job. But the whole point was, don't hang up in my face. And what I was saying before he was really hanging up is, because he was like, okay, you won. And I was like, won what? We didn't, I'm not winning. Because in an argument, it should be basically to make you understand what I feel. So you can understand how I feel. And you make me understand how you feel. Not that I'm going to agree with you. Not that at the end of our argument, we are like, okay, you were right. Not that I just want you to understand my point of view.
I feel like that's really, I mean, all arguments usually are. It's just that.
No, that people want to be right or wrong.
I mean, people want to be right or wrong.
No, because you can go, I see what you're saying, but this is how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And people are not satisfied. They want you to
a proper argument is
that's a good example. But like I said, people don't know how to have proper conversation, communication, and argument. They don't know how to do it properly. And those are things that can hinder a relationship. And, so when those are the type of rules that I feel like should be in place of saying, I want us to, or be like, if we argue and I get really, really mad because I don't know how to control my temper in that way, and I say things I don't mean, can you give me like 15 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour, and then we come back and discuss it, but we have to have it discussed by the end of the night. So it doesn't tingle, because one thing a lot of arguments do is you're talking about apples, and then next thing you know, you're over here talking about tomatoes, and so the apples never got solved. And you talking about tomatoes that was back in the day. Who cared about the tomatoes back in the day? I'm talking about the apples right now. So it's having those type of things.
You gotta kind of concentrate on the topic.
Yeah, and not people who are dating, because you're dating, you're getting to know each other. Shouldn't be having no ground rules on dating. No. You date whoever you want. I'm dating whoever I'm with. Now, when you say we together and we exclusive, let's have some conversations so we can make our relationship last longer, because now it's exclusive. Because what I hate is to see people in a relationship, regardless if they're not married or if they're married. I hate to see people break up because their communication or they're not understanding their commitment. Because you shouldn't have been together if you're not willing to work on it. Because that's why I said I'm old school, y'all. Because of the simple fact, I feel like if you're dating, you're dating. We're getting to know each other. I can date whoever I want. You can date whoever we date. When it's just us, it's us. And you do. Now, when you want to be exclusive with me and I want to be exclusive with you, now we're talking about a relationship that might grow into a marriage. Not guaranteed, but might grow into a marriage. So how can we make our relationship last?
Yeah. And
that's the thing. So you have rules like, the number one rule I say is keep people out of your business. Like, if you should have like one or two people that you can talk to, but they will not know both conversations. So it'll be like, I'll tell one, we had an argument over French fries, and then the other person might hear, we had an argument over a toast. It will never be where everybody can sit down and have and that's what I told them. No. And I always find people who are not going to be on my side. Like, if I need some advice, even though I say don't let everybody in your business, if I need some advice, I usually go to my mom, because even though I'm her daughter, and so she's not going to take my side, which got on my nerves, because one time I was right and Chris was wrong, and I still got in trouble. I don't know how that happened, but yeah. But her purpose was making sure the marriage lasts. And there are people out there that really do want your marriage to last. You just might not know who they are, because you don't want to test them. You can tell. You can tell if somebody wants your relationship to last. They'd be like fighting harder for the opposite sex. And you'd be over here, no, because no, you got to understand his point of view. They really want you to work. And so if you don't have anybody like that, no. And you don't tell them everything either. You tell stuff like, I really need help because I don't understand and I could be wrong and I'm losing my mind and stuff like that. But yeah, because I don't talk about my marriage to anybody, not even my mom, unless I did earlier when we had major issues. But now me and Chris we know we're a team, and no matter what, it's with what we say go.